Hey guys, it's Junior. Welcome back to my channel, Horsepower Warehouse. If you guys have been watching my content, you know that in February, quite a few months ago, I actually made a video entitled, I have $1 million plus in C2 Corvettes in inventory. Well, it's been a few months and we have actually more like $2 million in Corvettes in inventory right now. Not everything is for sale. There's some customer cars and some already sold vehicles, but I figured if I over-delivered on my content, if I made a title, we have another $1 million worth of C2 Corvettes, and I show you guys $2 million worth of cars, surely you gotta hit the like and subscribe buttons, right? Right? Maybe. But nonetheless, let's jump right into it. Let me show you guys what we've got going on right here. First and foremost, you can see our 64 red coupe is finally in the final stages of assembly here. Putting the instrument cluster back in. We had the entire interior apart to do a complete carpet kit, just a refresh of the interior. If you guys saw one of my previous videos where I explained kind of the cost involved in doing a paint job on one of these cars, well, this one had our complete paint job performed. So the paint is immaculate on this vehicle. This is gonna be a really nice side pipe knockoff 64 coupe here. You guys may also be familiar with the 66 Nassau Blue. This is a customer's car that he's having us perform a complete frame-off restoration on. You can see the chassis is here eagerly awaiting the engine, transmission, and all the accessories to be installed in it. I'm still in the process of doing that, but for the time being, you can see that the chassis is sitting here looking really pretty. Everything is pretty much ready for the engine transmission to go on, and then I will consider this a roller to be ready to mount underneath the vehicle. My painter, Josh, actually watched one of my previous videos and where we scraped all the foam out of this one, so he actually came in person to the facility, drove up here to take a look at it. I thought I was going to get my butt chewed out, but after looking at it, you know, he's really confident that it's going to come out just as beautiful as all the rest of our stuff. You know, I thought he was coming up here to personally chew me out after seeing what I was getting him into, but he's happy and I'm happy. After we walked around the vehicle with flashlights, looked at everything in terms of the damage, you know, what's it going to take to get this right. I showed him the pieces that I've got to kind of rectify the issues. Everything is going to be copacetic and awesome on this car. Moving along, you can see that we have a red 67 convertible here. This one is just getting a cosmetic refresh on the bottom, go through, repaint everything. Of course, we're gonna do a complete service on the car, all of the fluids. I wanna look at all the rubber items, just basically a complete and thorough service. This is kind of what we do with every single car that we purchase. At the bare minimum, you gotta drop all the fluids out, check the DOT numbers on the tires, make sure everything is good to go. So when we sell this car, you know, it's going to be something that someone can actually enjoy. Moving right along, this is a 63 Corvette convertible, and you guys can see how I have the entire interior gutted out of this car. Reason being, this was born a factory red interior vehicle, so we are going to go ahead and take out all of the stuff. You can see how I have it on the floor here. Dashboard is out. I'm going to take the coves off, re-dye the center. We have new red coves that are going on, new seats, new door panels, so on and so forth. Owl notch interiors, fantastic, top of the line, really expensive stuff is going in that car, so it's going to look really fantastic. Next, you can see this white 65 coupe here. This one, I don't even know if it made it to our website before it sold, to be honest with you. I think this was one of the viewers of this channel kind of bird dogged. He saw it in the background, saw we were getting around to it, and called and inquired about it, purchased the vehicle. He was really sly about how he went about this, because this is a manual steering, non-power brake, non-AC car, but he purchased the car with the condition that Junior himself would personally make these items happen for him. So this car is getting power steering, power brakes, and a Classic Auto Air kit. I usually do Vintage Auto Air and Classic Auto Air. I kind of have a preference for the Classic Auto Air kit, especially if I'm going to be doing the power steering in addition to it. So well played, sir. Well played. This car is fantastic. We've already did the carpet kit in it. The interior looks absolutely awesome. I did the underneath of the car, the same kind of cosmetic restoration that I'm doing to that one. Basically just strip the floor pans down, you know, make sure the frame is looking good. I mean, all of the auxiliary items underneath. There's probably 4 days of work that we spent underneath this one just to get it to where I was happy. And it was already a really nice car, don't get me wrong. In fact, people made the comments that this is just a waste of time. But to me, you know, I'm really particular about even the bottoms of these cars. These are investment pieces to me. This is more than just a show car up top. I want this thing in and out, through and through, to be its best. So I won't let one leave the door if I have anything to say about it without getting that treatment. You can see that we have a black, what is this, 65? Yeah, this is a 65. No insignia on the hood. This one, again, it's fresh in the shop. It was over in our lineup. Hasn't even been lifted yet at this point, but we're gonna go through and make sure that it gets, same thing as the red 67 there. We're gonna go through all the fluids, go through the brakes, make sure the tires, all the lines were good, all the consumables. Anything that is fluid or rubber based, something that can degrade, you know, a consumable item on this car, we check everything. So that one is coming up next in this next week. We have the another 65 here. This one was shipped in from New Jersey. The lady didn't have anyone to do the interior on the car. I really didn't need the work, but we're doing a complete carpet kit in it because it's looking really nasty. And some light stuff underneath the hood. I mean, you can see this car is worse for wear. How are you gonna toss a new upper radiator hose but leave the sticker on it and not spend the $50 for an air cleaner top? I mean, it's just, it needs a little bit of cosmetic stuff. Not even my car, not even servicing it. It came through here and I'm like, I'll take care of you. But if you guys can tell, I mean, we're pretty saturated with C2 Corvettes right now. These are by far the cars that most people want to purchase from us. I literally cannot produce them fast enough. The market for these cars is on fire. It is scorching hot. This is where I would prefer to spend, you know, most of my time on, is these C2 Corvettes, because when I'm done, they will always be worth what we're asking, and I'm becoming really good at getting these things dialed into world-class specs. Speaking of world-class specs, check out my Mosport green. I'm just kidding. That's a different Mosport car. Check out my Mosport green 427 on the left here. Now this car is not finished. You can see how the column is here. It's getting a telescopic column. N36 Restorations is the best source for these. They are really expensive for this column kit, but it needs rear window trim, it needs an alignment. The engine's never actually been fired in this vehicle yet, so I still got a couple things to do, but I feel like I can show you guys the bottom, how it's coming out. Check out this car, guys. I am proud as a peacock about this thing right now. Every time I look at it, I hear Queen, you know, no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions. I promise my wife I won't sing to you guys, but that's what I hear every time I look at this car. This thing is awesome. Awesome. I am so proud of my guys, my team, myself. Good Lord, what an incredible build. I'm sure this thing, once we put it down to on our South store in our boutique, it will sell immediately. If not, we'll probably, I'm sure it will sell. The boss is considering actually saving this one for a Barrett-Jackson auction, because we know it's going to bring top money at a big auction. Who knows though? I mean, these cars sell wicked fast. People don't believe me. They think I'm a salesman when I tell them these things sell in under a week in a lot of cases. This car I've built, hundreds and hundreds of man hours. I mean, talk about a fantastic example. Super proud of that. 63 Resto Mod underneath the cover here. 67 427 factory air car. You can see that one is already sold. Another 67 427. This is a non-factory air car. It's waiting to go through service, waiting for the very same thing that our other cars over there, the black and the red car, are receiving. Just basically a general going over. 67 convertible. This is an L79 car. This one is ready for sale. Really, really nicely done. You can see power brakes. I do see a power steering pump down there, so nice little cruiser. New consignment, Mercedes, 1958, in case you guys are curious. I know you guys are probably watching me for the Corvette content, but I always like to, towards the end of my videos, show you guys what's new in the shop, because things are constantly coming and going and moving so wicked fast around here that it's nice to be able to share it with you. Cadillac here on consignment. This thing is nice in that the only rot in it is right there at the bottom of the fender. The rest of the car is actually in really, really good condition in terms of the body, which is the most important to these Cadillac guys. That's going to be a fantastic donor for a restoration project. Thunderbird is sold. You can see we got a Plymouth Fury. I called this the grandma car because you can see it says Grand Sedan. The interior in this thing is absolutely phenomenal though. I mean, really, really nice. I can't believe this factory interior is this nice. What else did we get in that's new this week? I don't think I've showed you guys the green Charger. I'm sorry, Challenger. No, Charger. And the green truck also came in on consignment. Nice little original inline 6. I don't get to play with the consignment cars though. I'm always stuck back there in the shop doing these restos. Let me know what you guys think below. What's your favorite restoration? If you guys could own a C2 Corvette, what would you look for in a car? You can see I do all different colors and specs and engine sizes and options. I'm kind of curious what the market is. What's your dream C2? If you could build any spec combination, drop a comment down below. I'd love to know, what you guys are interested in. Of course, we're always looking and sourcing these cars and trying to find them for potential customers, so it's good to know what you guys love. Until next time, thank you and take care.